Hello. This is going to be a brief lecture about the solipsistic mereotopology of creative genius, or more specifically, philosophical creative or poetic, surrealist poetic creative genius. Now, the part-whole relationships of solipsistic entities and the solipsistic nature of knowing the parts and wholes and kind of invariant intervals between x and y kind of coordinates that exist within, say, an aggregate of abstract objects really is mind-boggling. And I think that certainly much of the metaphysical calculus comes from being kind of an algebraist, a stupefying algebraist of manipulating tender or arithmetic, and also for me the tenderness of a genius is not merely its senseless ability to inspire and devote its geist, its manifestation of idealistic phenomenology and idealistic noumenality into the Taoistic like relationship between subject and other and dialect and dialect and linguistic universalization. So I think that the notion of creative genius in philosophy. Now, if you want to study the Mereology more, which is really the kind of the organic relationships between parts and wholes as they seem to consecutively um, aggregate themselves into pragmatic natural realist situations across our multiverse, our universe, or our omniverse, well, then you can learn more through resources that I shall provide in the future. And I also would like to say that some people say, well, solipsism is kind of an uncontested hypothesis, and that it's not really a determinate value and an axiology as to, you know, if we only live in if all we can ever know are only truly the mental constraints and of our own mind. Well, when I see this person on the television, then that why is it that that why is it that I sense anything at all, an ever human being? How is it I sense an ever if all I can ever know is this own substrate ontology in my own mind? And just a quick filler to quickly add is I see a lot of sports imperialist, and capitalistic kind of inflationism on TV and populism and 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 I feel like it's a bit, yeah, it's it's a bit pompous, yeah. But that's just how I see it. I mean, I think certainly abstract devotion to the abstract hyper Platonic realm has its own merits. So, anyways, I think that the question of how Mereology connects ultimately to creative genius is that every relationship a genius ever takes on, in terms of their own systems theory, such as seeing an object such as a tree in the dark night as they walk, and thinking about the night sky as a means of far future intergalactic travel. This is known as combinatorial aesthetic mixing, in which you blend the most aesthetic combination of very, very widely seemingly incongruent philosophical concepts, and only in order to find kind of a surrealist automatist like in relation that leads to various wave collapse functions that then produce more of these effects in a cycle. So, anyways, I think that the notion of creative genius certainly begets the very poetic fruits of what it means to be a voyager into the cosmos of the mind, and the cosmos of the psychedelia and the psychescapes and the dreamscapes that comprise humankind's ascendance through eternal human nature and post-human nature. And I think that finally, creative genius and philosophical genius are often contingent upon not mereological solipsism, because you must have an exceedingly dense Bekenstein or Bremer's limit around the confines of your mental universe before you can ever truly know what it means to transcend it at all, and thus creative genius. Thank you so much.